Spurs Arsenal fans, in my lifetime, I've seen 10 transfers between the Arsenal and Spurs, you know, and the most upsetting one for me is not the Sol Campbell one, okay? And it shouldn't be Sol Campbell for you Spurs supporters either. And in my lifetime, I've seen 10 transfers between Arsenal and Spurs that I can remember. And I've listed them from 1 to 10 who were the most upsetting for me and or most, you know, best for me. Spurs and Arsenal fans, you're both going to be absolutely... Some of you Arsenal fans are going to say you must be nuts when I tell you a person that upset me more than anybody coming from Spurs to Arsenal. But here's my top 10 since I was born. A load of you guys won't remember this. I do. A guy called Laurie Brown. He went from Arsenal to Spurs. Defender. 1964. God, I'm bloody getting old, aren't I? Went there and then started playing centre forward. He was a defender. Yeah, it didn't matter to me then. You know, I was only a young kid. He wasn't that great. So he's number 10. Number 9. A guy called Jenkins. I remember him really well. I can't remember when he went, but I've written down I got the list here, and then I've put them in 1 to 10. But I remember Jenkins. He came from our youth, played centre forward. He was appalling. But we did a swap with Spurs for a little winger called Jimmy Robertson, who was a little Scottish winger. Fantastic. He was brilliant. We got rid of Jenkins to you, who lasted, I don't know, a season. He was rubbish. Couldn't score, nothing, poor guy. We got Jimmy Robertson, who was brilliant, but he had problems, personality problems at the club, and I think he lasted about 2 seasons, a season after, I can't remember. But he was brilliant while he was there, but he didn't last. We got the better of that one. Number 7, a guy called Steve Walford, centre half, come from Spurs to Arsenal. Decent player, actually. He was never going to be top quality, so, you know, a little bit disappointed. Number 6, a guy called David Bentley. Couldn't stand him, come from our youth system. He wasn't good enough. He thought he was better than he blasted was. So we got rid of him. You guys got hold of him, and yeah, he didn't do very well with you guys either. But the one thing he did for Spurs, he scored us. I remember him scoring against us. Oh, flipping hell. Number 5. A guy called Willie Young. If you Spurs people remember Willie Young, big old Scottish centre half, you know, he was absolute, not the greatest player in the world, but you didn't beat him in the air. I mean, there was a guy at Leeds, a centre half, McQueen. That's right, he reminded me, it was him and McQueen were the 2 biggest, best centre halves of that era. God, they would go up against each other. It was great. Loved Willie Young. Number 4, who I hate, that's William Gallis. I'm not saying he's not a great player, a really brilliant player, but he went round the houses from Chelsea to us to you.